Why is it that she only notices you when you vanish? Spoiler, it's not magic, it's pure psychology, and a bit of cluelessness from those who don't appreciate what's always available. Today you're going to understand why. Here's the straight-up truth. Those who are always available become emotional furniture. And yes, this includes relationships. The more you insist on giving without being asked, the more comfortable she becomes ignoring you. Simple as that. And here's the secret nobody tells you: the power of disappearing. No, it's not about turning into a ghost or playing cheap games. It's about reclaiming your value for her, and most importantly, for yourself. Understand this. What you're about to discover can redefine how she sees you, and, more importantly, how you see yourself. But before we dive in, a very honest note. This content only reached you because someone had the decency to like and subscribe. So do the basics. Like, click that damn subscribe button, and if you're feeling generous, drop a thanks in the comments. Not to inflate my ego, it's so the algorithm stops treating quality content like the last cookie in the pack. Now, enough with the small talk. Let's get to the point, because if there's one thing I don't like, it's beating around the bush. Before we talk about the power of strategically disappearing, let's name the elephant in the room and face the real problem. Why does she seem always chill while you're going crazy to get her attention? Here's the hard truth few dare to admit. Humans, by instinct, value what is rare, hard to reach, and slightly out of grasp. No, she's not cold, and you're not invisible. It's just her brain registering that you're there too easily, and being too easy has never been attractive. Want a simple example? Think of something you really wanted but seemed almost impossible to get. A car, a job, a compliment from someone you admire. The challenge made you value it more, didn't it? Now think of something you have in abundance within arm's reach. Is it really that special? Exactly. Well, here lies the classic mistake. Many men think that bombarding a woman with attention, messages, and availability will win her heart. Plot twist. It only makes you her guaranteed plan B, the safe harbor. That guy who's there no matter how little she tries. Now, try doing the opposite. Take a step back, reduce contact, and suddenly, something changes. She notices your absence, and that void, that pause in the constant flow of your dedication, starts planting a doubt. Why did he disappear? This is where interest sparks. Not because you're playing games, but because space creates curiosity. And curiosity is a powerful tool in the game of desire. Now let's open the black box of her mind and understand exactly what happens when you disappear. But let me give you a heads up. This isn't about punishment or manipulation. It's about reclaiming your value, both for her and for yourself. Number 1, the psychology of distance. Now that you understand the why behind the problem, let's get straight to the how. What happens in her mind when you simply disappear? Spoiler, it's more complex and fun than it seems. First, her brain goes into chaos. Yes, chaos. She was used to your constant presence, your messages, your attention, your need to please. It was like breakfast, predictable, there every day. Then, out of nowhere, puff, you're gone. And now? Her brain activates alert mode because that comfortable routine has been interrupted. Result? An empty void. And this void has a name. Longing. But don't confuse it with that sweet feeling of remembering good times. No. Longing here is disguised desire. It's her mind trying to fill the space you left. And guess who tops the list of possible fillers? Exactly. You. Now comes the plot twist. Alongside longing comes the fear of loss. This fear is an evolutionary, almost instinctual inheritance. Her brain starts tossing out annoying questions. Did he get tired of me? Did he find someone better? Did he realize he can live without me? These doubts not only increase desire, but also awaken in her an almost desperate urge to win you back. And before you ask, isn't this a bit manipulative? No, my friend, this isn't manipulation. It's self-respect. It's not about disappearing to play emotional games. It's about showing that you have boundaries, that your attention is a privilege, not a guaranteed constant. And there's more, the power of mystery. When you're always present, predictable like a daytime soap opera, there's no excitement. She knows your every move. But when you disappear, questions start popping up. Where is he? What's he doing? Why didn't he reply? These uncertainties make you occupy her thoughts, and the more she thinks about you, the greater her interest becomes. Now think, how many times have you chased her only to be ignored? And how many times when you let go did she suddenly start noticing you? Coincidence? No. It's the psychology of distance working like a Swiss watch. In the next section, we'll up the game. You'll discover how detachment not only reinforces these effects, but also changes how she sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Stay sharp, because now we're talking about self-preservation with a touch of seduction. But before that, listen up, emotional bench warmer. Tired of being her emotional snack? The one she only remembers when her ego needs a quick bite. Getting crumbs of emotional attention and still thanking you like you hit the jackpot? Well, playground's over. Today is the day you hang up the official doormat badge and send that title straight to hell, along with her lame excuses. Now pay attention, there's an ebook in the description waiting for you. And no, it's not another one of those crap things that teaches you to be cooler or understand her feelings. It's for you to learn how to be a challenge, stop being Mr. Too Nice, and, most importantly, show any woman who crosses the line exactly where her place is. No mercy, no drama, and no more crawling for attention. This book is the end of the guy who always lowered his head, and the birth of the man who, if not respected, simply turns his back and moves on. And you know the best part? It makes you more irresistible than any pathetic effort to please. Do you want this, or do you want to keep being her ego's rug? The choice is yours. Number 2, the power of detachment. We've reached the crucial point, detachment. And before you think detachment is turning into an emotional iceberg or pretending not to care, let's clarify. Detachment isn't about coldness or cheap games. It's about prioritizing the only person who truly deserves your unwavering dedication, yourself. When you practice detachment, you're sending a clear, powerful, and even revolutionary message, both to her and to yourself. This message says, I am enough. I don't need anyone else. I won't beg for scraps of attention from someone who isn't willing to offer the same in return. And let me tell you something. This attitude is not only attractive, it's practically magnetic. Detachment changes the game rules. When you stop pouring your energy into someone who clearly doesn't value it, the dynamic changes instantly. Before, you were predictable, the guaranteed safe bet. She knew you were there, like an old recliner nobody throws out because it's comfortable. But now, you remove that security and poof. Discomfort, doubt, and emotional tension arise. Suddenly, she realizes you're no longer a fixed point in her orbit, but someone who can simply exit the scene. And you know what that does? It puts you in control. Now she starts seeking balance in the relationship, or at least seeing you in a different light. Detachment makes you and look more valuable. Let's be honest. What do people really value? What's rare, exclusive, what's not available to just anyone? It's basic human nature. And the moment you step back and show that you're fine without her, you transform. Now, you're no longer that desperate guy for attention. You're the prize, the human version of a luxury item. And here comes the cherry on top. She starts questioning herself. If he's doing so well without me, did I underestimate how incredible he is? That thought is a seed. Once planted, it grows into doubt, then curiosity, and finally desire. And guess what? All of this happens while you're there, living your best life, without lifting a finger for her. Detachment reflects self-confidence. Want to know what's truly attractive? It's not mushy messages, bouquets of flowers, or any other desperate attempt to please. It's confidence. When you step back calmly, without tantrums or revenge theatrics, you show that you know your worth. And let me tell you, self-confidence is an almost magnetic force. Moreover, practicing detachment forces you to invest in yourself. That energy you wasted trying to impress someone who didn't care now goes into what truly matters. Your career, your hobbies, your health, your life. And you know what happens? You grow. As a person and as an attraction. Classic mistakes when trying to detach. Before you think detachment is simply vanishing from the map, let's list the mistakes that can ruin everything. Don't turn detachment into revenge. Disappearing just to teach a lesson is like shooting yourself in the foot. She'll smell the game from afar and, instead of caring, she'll laugh at your pathetic attempt. Don't become an eternal ghost. Detachment isn't a bye, I'm out. It's a strategic pause. If you distance yourself for too long, she might decide that life without you is simpler. Don't mess up the balance. If one day you act detached and the next day you're desperate for attention, the result will be catastrophic. Be consistent. Detachment with a one-day validity. It's a joke. How detachment transforms your life. Now listen up, because this part is more about you than her. Detachment is a brutal yet liberating reminder that your life doesn't revolve around another person. You are the main character of your story, not a background extra in her soap opera. When you start valuing yourself, something magical happens. You stop accepting crumbs, eliminate toxic people, and only attract what you truly deserve. Spoiler, this not only changes how she sees you, but also transforms your entire perspective. Ready to enter strategic detachment mode? In the next section, I'll show you how to disappear the right way, without seeming dramatic or amateurish. We're talking action. Concrete steps to turn this theory into real results. Number 3, practical strategies. You've grasped the concept. Now, let's get to the part that matters, putting it all into practice. Here's the ultimate guide to strategically disappearing and leaving her chasing after answers while you live your best life. Step 1. Stop initiating contact. Enough of being the first to send a message, call, or make plans. If you've always been the one keeping the connection alive, it's time to shut off the tap. No good morning. No how was your day. No reactions on social media. Total silence. Why? Because that void you leave is what will grab her attention. She was used to you chasing after her. Now, when that stops, the impact is immediate. But beware, this doesn't mean ignoring her completely. If she sends a message or calls, respond. But do it without exaggerated enthusiasm or obvious neediness. Be polite, brief, and let silence do the rest. Step 2. Invest in yourself. Now that you're no longer wasting energy trying to please someone who wasn't reciprocating, it's time to redirect that effort into the only guaranteed investment in life. Yourself. Work. Dedicate yourself to what pays your bills or what can boost your career. Ambition is sexy. Health? Exercise? Run? Play sports. Besides boosting your self-esteem, a fit physique doesn't hurt anyone, right? Hobbies. Get back to what you enjoy. Want to learn something new? Now's the time. This change isn't just a trick to leave her intrigued. It's a giant step for you to become someone who doesn't depend on anyone's validation. Step 3. Become unreachable, but not invisible. Strategically disappearing doesn't mean vanishing like a hermit. It's about becoming a mystery. Show up where she can notice you, but without giving away everything. Post something on social media that shows you're busy. A gym photo, a fun moment with friends, or even a new hobby. The secret here is you're present, but out of her reach. This creates an irresistible mix of curiosity and desire. Step 4. Set clear boundaries. If she tries to regain control, and she will, be ready. Don't go back to being the one who does everything for her without reciprocity. Be firm, stay focused on yourself, and show that your attention is a privilege, not an automatic right. Step 5. Observe and adjust. Watch how she reacts. Is she showing more interest? Good sign. Still treating you like Plan B? Time to move on, because the best thing about detachment is that, in the end, you realize you don't need someone who doesn't value you. Areas to invest your time and energy. Health. Enough of living like a sedentary zombie. Start working out, adjust your diet, and take care of your well-being. A fit body isn't just about looks, it's pure self-confidence. Career. Dedicate yourself to work, seek that promotion, or invest in side projects. Nothing is more attractive than someone with ambition and a greater purpose. Hobbies. Reignite forgotten passions or discover new ones. It could be playing an instrument, practicing sports, or learning something new. Besides bringing you happiness, this creates the kind of interesting life that attracts people to you, including her, and you know what's best. These changes not only transform you, but also create that irresistible side effect. She'll notice. Nothing messes with someone's head more than seeing you invest in yourself and live well, without depending on her. Step 3. Stay visible on social media. Disappearing doesn't mean turning into a digital ghost. Quite the opposite. Stay active, but in a subtle and strategic way. Show an interesting life. Post your workouts, outings with friends, new achievements. Nothing forced. The idea is to appear busy and happy, because you are. Create mystery. A photo of you in a new place or doing something different will trigger the question, what's he doing without me? This keeps you on her radar without seeming desperate or childish. Step 4. Be cordial but mysterious. When she reaches out, and she will, here's the secret. Be kind, but don't give away everything. If she asks something like, "Why did you disappear?" respond with something like, "I was focused on some important things." This sentence does 2 brilliant things. Shows that you have priorities. Leaves her wondering what's so important. Less is more, my friend. Let her curiosity do the heavy lifting. Step 5. Know when to reconnect. Disappearing isn't an endless strategy. There comes a time when you need to get back in the game. Here are the signs it's time to reconnect. She starts reaching out to you frequently, shows interest in knowing more about your life, seems more involved and willing to reconnect. When this happens, resume contact gradually, but with a new stance. Remember, don't go back to being that guy who made everything revolve around her. You're now an upgraded version of yourself, with clear boundaries and unshakable self-esteem. Fatal mistakes during the process. Disappearing for too long. An absolute disappearance can make her discard you and move on. Balance is the key word. Using distance as manipulation. She'll notice, and the result will be pure disaster. Falling back into old habits. If you revert to being 100% available as soon as she shows interest, goodbye progress. Conclusion. Distance is more about you than about her. In the end, distance isn't just an emotional strategy. It's a golden opportunity for you to rediscover yourself. By focusing on your personal evolution, you not only gain more control in relationships, but also earn something far more valuable, self-respect. And honestly, there's nothing more attractive than that. We've reached the end. But before wrapping up, take this reflection and keep it handy, because it could change your life. This was never just about her valuing you more. It's about you learning to value yourself first. When you step back, strategically or not, the intention isn't simply to activate her emotional radar. That's just a bonus. The real focus is reclaiming control of the one thing you truly have power over, your emotions and your priorities. Always remember, absence isn't a cheap game. It's a statement. You're saying, without needing speeches, I won't stay where I'm not respected. My presence is valuable, and I won't hand it over on a silver platter to someone who doesn't recognize that. And you know what's most amazing? When you start truly valuing yourself, everything changes. The people around you feel that energy. They notice that transformation. Self-confidence isn't just attractive, it's contagious. Now, my friend, the ball is in your court. Don't just stay in theory. Take action. Reduce contact. Invest in yourself and observe. She might react. She might not. But you know what's better? It doesn't matter. Because the biggest reward isn't her attention, but the change that happens within you. When you learn to put yourself first, the crumbs that used to feed you lose their taste. And you know what else? You'll never accept them again. Did you enjoy this talk? Then hit like, share it with that friend who's always playing the extra in someone's emotional soap opera, and tell me, have you ever used the power of distance? How was the experience? In the end, it's not about her missing you. It's about you never forgetting your own worth.